What's up guys, Marcus here from Studio One Expert, and today we're going to be having a detailed look at the new plugin from Waves, which is a Greg Wells ToneCentric. Now the ToneCentric is an extension of the Greg Wells signature series that's been developed in association with Waves and Greg Wells, who's a well-known producer, mixer, engineer. And I gotta say, I absolutely love these plugins. I love their simplicity and I love the way they sound. Now I like to categorize this type of plugin under something I call voodoo or fairy dust. So we've got our EQs, we've got our compressors, and any effects processors that we have. And then we have plugins like this that you don't really know what they do, except all I know is I turn up this level over here and I make sure I'm hitting it at the right point and it just sounds better. And for me, these are my favorite type of plugins. And these are the type of plugins that I like to put on a mix before I get it going. So to really emphasize what this plugin does, I want to pull it up on a specific type of track here, and that's a harmonica. And you'll see why in a second, because it really accentuates what this plugin is doing, because sometimes things are a little bit hard to hear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bypass this. We'll make sure our reverb's killed for now. And let's listen to this harmonica line over here, just dry. Okay, now I'm going to push this and I'm going to unbypass it, but I'm going to do it without talking in between. So we'll start off again from here. And I can push this really hard. Or I can back this off to something a little bit more reasonable, maybe somewhere around here. So where it just starts to break up, that's probably, if I was being aggressive, that's the level I would probably put it at. Okay, so next up, let's just hop into the full mix over here, and let's see what this is doing cumulatively. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm killing my reverb for now, and I've got the ToneCentric across everything in the entire session, and I've also got an instance on my mix bus as well. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to just bypass the start. So you can see it just lifts everything right up front and center. All right, let's add the reverb in here. Sounds completely flat. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the GUI here. It's extremely easy to use, and we'll have a look on this particular track over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to center out the pan so it's a little easier to listen to. And maybe we'll wind back to about here. Okay, and I'm just going to bring up this plugin. So this is very easy to use. We've got an input stage here, we've got an output stage, and this function over here, which I absolutely love, which is link. And what this does is it allows us to drive the input stage while we simultaneously back off the output stage. And this is the way that I like to set plugins, because I like to have the most minimal amount of volume difference that I can. And then aside from the input and the output stage, where we have this LED light that kind of helps us find the sweet spot, we have this tone dial over here. And this is pretty simple. We just keep dialing it up until it sounds good. So let's have a listen to this, and let's have a look at how I would set this from beginning to end here. So I have my little LED light here, and I would just basically move this up until I'm hitting it maybe a little bit into the orange on the louder parts. Okay, and then I would just start moving the tone level up. You can feel that immediate lift. If I wanted to be more aggressive, I could pull the tone right up over here, back off the input stage a bit, or I could pull this back here and drive this a lot harder on the front end. Hear it start to soft clip or saturate over there. Definitely not what I'm looking for, so we'll pull this down to something a little bit more manageable. And I think that's a nice lift over there. And then in the track, of course, like I said, the cumulative effect of that is pretty astonishing. let's just kill our reverbs so we have a little bit more of a fair comparison over here. Just kind of loses all its life. And let's see what the ToneCentric on the master bus is doing. Again, big difference there as well. Dial this up a little bit. I'll hit this a little bit harder. Bring our reverb back in. So, what are my final thoughts on this one? Well, to be honest, I absolutely love it. I love plugins like this that allow me to dial in quick sounds and get my mix happening before I've even started with EQ or compression. I mean, there's a day and night difference here. And keep in mind, these are completely raw tracks. These are tracks that came out of a tracking session for something else that I did. I just brought them in, and the immediate difference between the A and B is drastic. Huge difference. So that's why I'm going to be awarding this particular plugin Editor's Choice. I think they've done an absolutely fantastic job. It's so simple to use, and I can see myself using this on all of my future mixes. So great job, guys. You get 2 thumbs up from me. Anyways, I hope you guys got something from this, and we'll talk to you later. Cheers.